If you feel like you're working harder, but life keeps getting more expensive, it is probably not because you're bad with money. Money may have simply stopped standing with you. For a long time, money had no side. It was just a tool, a way to trade time, labor, and goods. You worked. You got paid. You paid for life. Simple. Correct. Almost boring. Back then, money did not care who you were or how much you already had. It only cared about one thing: whether a transaction happened. If you put in more effort, you usually got more in return. That's the world many people still believe in. The problem is that world no longer exists. Money did not become evil. It just evolved. And during that evolution, it learned something new. How to reward position, not just effort. From that moment on, money stopped being just a tool. It became a system. Once money became a system, it learned a new rule. Not who works harder, but who is already in the game. The system realized giving money to people who already have money is safer. They have buffers. They can survive volatility. They can wait. Regular people don't. So the system made a choice. Low interest rates flowed to assets first. Credit went to those who looked safe. Risk was quietly pushed downward. And something strange started happening. The more money you had, the easier it was for money to find you. The less money you had, the harsher the terms became. High interest rates, instability, money that could disappear anytime. This isn't a conspiracy. And it's not personal. It's a system optimizing for efficiency and stability. Except, stability is enjoyed by those at the top. And you were left inside the volatility. From this point on, money was no longer just a medium of exchange. It became an amplifier, amplifying existing advantages. If you look closely, money does not treat all income the same way. Your salary is trapped inside a small box. It shows up monthly. It gets tracked. It gets taxed. It can pause. It can speed up. And it definitely can double overnight. Assets live in a different world. They can wait. They can use leverage. They can avoid. When the economy slows, wages feel it first. When central banks step in, assets get rescued first. So you start seeing this. Layoffs, wage freezes, living costs rising. At the same time, markets rebound. Housing recovers. Assets hit new highs. It feels absurd. You're hurting, while the system rewards something else. Not because assets work harder, but because assets are easier to protect. That's why money started moving away from wages. And this is the moment many people first feel effort alone is not enough anymore. By now, you might be feeling angry, like the system is unfair to you, but it did not. That's simple. The financial system did not evil master plan. It was not designed to hurt regular people. It was designed to prevent collapse and to stay stable. The system has to make choices. It leans toward where shocks can be absorbed. Large institutions, large assets, large scale. Not because they deserve it more, but because if they fall, the damage spreads faster. So the system rewards stability and punishes volatility. And regular people happen to live inside volatility. This is not a moral problem. It's an engineering problem. The system does not ask who worked harder. It asks one question: if something breaks, who can survive it? And the answer is usually not you. When a system protects stability, it has to place risk somewhere. And risk never disappears. It only moves. It gets moved off balance sheets and onto individuals. You encouraged to manage your own retirement, your own healthcare, your own future. It sounds like freedom, but at the same time, you do not have the same protections. Markets fall. You take the loss. Markets rise. And gains get diluted. You are encouraged to take risk, but limited in sharing the upside. So a strange situation emerges. The system becomes more stable. Individuals become more fragile. That's why after every crisis, you hear the same line. You should have prepared better. But no one tells you. You are bearing the consequences of a system you don't control. This is not failure. It is exposure. And exposure is how regular people are pushed to the front line. If you've made it this far and still feel like something is wrong with you, pause for a moment. The problem is not that you're not smart enough or that you did not work hard enough. It is that you were placed in a completely different layer. The upper layers run on scale, time, and stability. The lower layers run on income, luck, and endurance. You were asked to fight upper layer rules with lower layer tools. That is not competition. It is misalignment. So when you notice saving feels harder, investing feels stressful, life feels more fragile, it is not because you fell behind. It is because the system moved forward without waiting for you. Understanding this will not suddenly make you rich, but it will do something more important. It stops you from treating systemic problems as personal failures. If money has already chosen a side, expecting fairness will only lead to disappointment. That does not mean you have no choices. A regular person's real advantage was never about beating the system. It is about not being misled by it. You cannot control where markets go. You cannot control what assets are favored. But you can control three things: how much risk you take, how many illusions you chase, and whether you clearly understand where you stand. When you stop seeing the financial system as a ladder upward and start seeing it as a map, you stop running blindly, because you finally realize, in this world, the most expensive cost is not missing opportunities. It is not knowing whose rules you are paying for.